Hello, hello, hello. 7. That's amazing. There's no end in hearts of believers. Faith inhabits the soul of mankind. Hello, Cac. Welcome in. Uncovered answers. With this, our destiny will be defined, be defined, be defined. Sky sets, crossing time to tell the future. Guide our way. Hello, BX. Hi, beautiful angel. How are you doing? I've been getting lots of confirmation about what's going on with a lot of us. And we're going to talk about that today. Hi, Cindy. Hi, beautiful. For this plan, for the plan. For the plan. Good to see you, Cindy. Yes, yes. A lot of us, BX, especially, those of us that remember the flame, this is a time of transition. I know you can feel it, because I certainly can. Exactly. It's been a long time coming for a lot of us. Hello, Deanna. Hello, beautiful. Right? Me too. Me too. Like things coming to fruition. Things closing out and beginning new chapters. Rebirths. Transformations. Transmutations. The knowing what we're here for. The knowing that we are making a difference. All of that. No fear. Fearlessness. Right? It's all coming to fruition. Hello, Karen. Hi, beautiful. Seek your sanctuary. Right? Attitude of gratitude, yes. I see there's 7 other butterflies that are live this morning. That is freaking amazing. I love that so much because we all have our own ways, but we all have different people come to our energy, right? Different people. Yes, life keeps leveling up. Hello, flower power. Hello, beautiful angel. Oh, thank you, flower power. I'm glad you love them, darling. Hello, Betty. Hello, Burgundy Rush. Welcome in. Oh, no. Oh, flower power. Well, you're set for earrings for a very long time. Something to go with everything, right? Hello, Jules. Hello, beautiful angel. Oh, that's beautiful. I bet that looks really, really neat. Very cool. I need to do some deep cleaning around here myself. Hi, Irish. Hi, beautiful angel. Time to tell the future. And there it is. Sky Scent. That's who we are. Sent from the stars, star seeds. Okay. My damn chat GTP is all messed up today. It's not working correctly. Don't know what's going on. It is what it is. All right. Spotify. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, come on. See if I can get my Spotify to go on. Hello, Brandy. Hello, beautiful. Hey, James. I thought I saw you live. I was like, yay. Because we reach different people when we go live. We reach a different audience. So I was excited when I saw 7 of my friends live this morning. I was like, yes, 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 yes. Well, my Spotify doesn't want to work. Let's see here. Mornings are not your time sometimes. Mornings are I love mornings. I mean, I like going live nights. I haven't done it very often, but if Spirit calls me to go at night, I'll go, but here we go. I got it going. Rainbow butterflies. Oh, Bloom. Bloom is the first song for today. All right, we're going to do our cards. Your algorithm is changing like Spirit calling line, you say, right? Something is happening, James, with our collective right now. And I got some confirmation about that. Things are changing, things are ending, new things are beginning. A lot of the fear is gone. To be able to do things that we were fearful of doing. One of my biggest things about it took me so long to get my book published is because I was afraid. I was afraid no one would want to, it wouldn't be right. I still have doubts about it, and it's already it's published. I have doubts that did I leave people out? Did I not say enough about this subject? Did I not do enough? Is it good enough to be out there? Right? I still question myself. But then I'm like, if that was the case, then it wouldn't be out there. It was the leap I took, right? It was the leap I took. So now it's there. It's out in the universe. I no longer have to worry about it anymore. It's out, right? So that was a big, big thing for me, a big ending for me to begin again. The rebirths are happening. The flames are remembering who they are. Our flames are touching others' flames and lighting them up, right? So if you have a book in you that's not published, get it published. Stop being afraid that it's not going to say enough, that it's not going to do what you want it to do. Spirit will see that it does what it's supposed to do, right? Yes, Cindy, the walk-in experiences and the rebirths, the heart chakra opening, the portal, all huge. Let's see what our cards have to say today. Our messages, our little messages from Spirit. Oh, your hubby got TikTok. I can't wait to follow him. Wonderful. Chakra wisdom says, look at that. It's the heart chakra. As I just said, was talking about the heart chakra portal. And the message, I am open to sharing, radiate warmth and sincerity. Uh-oh. I am open to sharing, accepting, communicating, and connecting with others as I focus on this moment, not the past or the future. A smile, a kind-hearted way of speaking, or a hug goes a long way towards uplifting others. I offer care and support where I can without rescuing. I nurture and respect my relationships. Yes. Sowing the seeds of love, right? Supporting but not rescuing. We are not rescuers. Right? All right. Our healing energy. This last cards just blow my mind. Sowing the seeds of love. Inner strength. What does it take to jump? Inner strength. Right? Yes, we rescue ourselves from the 3D. Exactly, Betty. Nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I realize my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God, I can do anything. With God, we can do anything. And God is in everything. All the power I need is within me. Within me. Yes. Inner strength. And the calm. I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on the present moment. I cast off my doubts. All fear dissipates, and I find peace in my being. Find peace in my being. Hi, Tammy. Hi, beautiful angel. And one step at a time, I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking one small step at a time. I make progress by staying focused on the present moment, the current task. Thus, I regain my ease of living. One step at a time. Yes. Yep. Be here now. Be in the now. Make every now moment count, right? Make every now the most beautiful moment you can make it. Remember. Yes, absolutely. Ahaha, warrior women. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? I can honestly say I have answered my deepest calling. I've done that. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Right? Hi, Barbara. Hi, beautiful. Don't dim yourself. Keep shining your light. People ask you who you are. You're an angel. Right? I'm an angel on earth here to change the frequency of the planet and enlighten other angels. Right? This is what we're doing. We are birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. We work in our dreams, guys. We do a lot of work in our dreams in the astral. We are birthing our new age. Yes, abracadabra is magic words. Hello, Yaya. Hello, beautiful angel. You gifted, clairvoyant, clairsentient, right? Connecting with your guides. The veil is so very thin right now. The veil is so very thin. We can see right through it, some of us. Portals are opening, connecting with galactics and with other entities. That's what we're doing. Here's our starseed oracle. Our starseed, look at that. Jump in. Jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure. Say yes to the change. Say yes to the changes. I just said this. Jump in. Jump, jump, jump. Star ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. Yes. We are all there, Barbara. We are all there with our galactic family and friends. Yes. Star ancestors. And the seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Climbing up that hill. Climbing up that hill. It doesn't hurt me. Here's our animal for the day. Our animal. Oh, yes. Yes. The lion. The Lyrans. Higher calling. You have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. Hi, Trina. Hi, beautiful. Be running up that hill. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Our tribe. This is our tribe. Yes, the lion. Perfect. Wow. Amazing cards today so far. We are one. We are one. Here's our angel for the day. Hi, Jules. Focus on service. Look at that. That's a rainbow angel on a dang unicorn. Your soul desires only to joyfully serve and to swim in a constant stream of bliss. This stream continuously feeds you everything you need. Put your entire focus upon staying in this stream of giving and receiving in every situation and in all that you do. Focus. Put your energy on creation. That's where it goes. I know. Look at all the beautiful fairies, the fae. Aren't they beautiful? And the unicorn. And that's you sitting on that horse with the rainbow wings. Beautiful. And did you notice that's an 8? That's an 8, and that's the now moment right there. Right there. Right? The unicorn is our dragon. The unicorn is our dragon. Yes. Here's our fairy card. The fairy says healing. Now is a time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. The hands, right? The rainbow goes from hand to hand, magic to magic. Like BX said, abracadabra. They're not just words. They're manifestations. Here is our awakened dreamer. We are the awakened dreamers. Grand rising sunshine. Hi, beautiful. Oh, yes, flower power. Yes, the rainbow angels. Right? Dragonfly. Yes, transformation is in the air because you, like the dragonfly, can move back and forth across the veil that separates the here and hereafter. 1 foot in 3D, 1 foot out. Why? Because we are the rainbow bridges. We are the rainbow bridges. Transmitting wisdom with your gossamer wings, turning yesterday's pain into tomorrow's gain. Yes. The dragonfly. Hello, Rebecca Rose. Hello, beautiful angel. Here's our butterfly for the day. Our butterfly. I am a unique child of the universe. Perfectly me, exactly as I am meant to be. We are all perfectly imperfect Everything we create is perfectly imperfect. Everything. But as long as we create it, then we are giving it out. We are giving that energy out, that love energy out. Right? As long as we create it, things will happen. If you keep it all to yourself, if you keep it all inside, it's like it festers. It festers and it festers and it festers. And it can cause dis-ease. When you let it go and let your creations flow, is when you will be perfectly in health and in balance. Yes. Here is our Ascended Master that's with us today. El Moria. El Moria, the author of Sheila's on the Path. Awakening Presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Yes. Love, love, love. It's all about love. It's all about love. Wonderful. Ha ha ha. Ripple. Ripple. Do you know, Yaya, you, when you did your cards that one night, when you were doing cards, this was a card that came up for me. Ripple. Do you remember that? I remember that because you said, oh, I don't think that card's for you. But it was for me. Ripple. Yes. I didn't forget. I didn't forget that card. Yes. Ripple. All right. I do have a message. A short message, but a message nonetheless. If I can find it. Ah, Saint Germain came in this morning. Very briefly. Very briefly. Hello, Bobby Rocks. Greetings, beloved ones. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame, guide to transmutation, and guardian of ascension. You are entering a sacred phase of your journey, one where the past will no longer weigh you down unless you allow it. The energy around you is shifting. And with this shift, old burdens, wounds, and attachments are surfacing to be healed. It is not enough to acknowledge them. You must allow the violet flame to consume them. Transmute the pain into power, the fear into wisdom, and the anger into compassion. Did you guys see my butterflies just move? Oh, you couldn't see it. Wow. That thing just moved. And I don't even know why. I don't have a breeze in here. That was weird. Well, I'll put it right there. See if it moves again. See if it moves again. Watch that. Okay. The energy around you is shifting. And with this shift, old burdens, wounds, and attachments are surfacing to be healed. It is not enough to acknowledge them. You must allow the violet flame to consume them. Transmute the pain into power, the fear into wisdom, and the anger into compassion. The violet flame is not merely a tool. It is a living presence, a living light that burns within you. Call upon it. Can you see it move? I can see it move. Ask it to purify your thoughts, your feelings, and your intentions. Stand in its flame as you would stand in the fire of your own truth. You are that flame. You are the keeper of your own liberation. And as you rise, so does the earth rise with you. Do not fear the transmutation process. It is the greatest gift of all. Remember, you are not doing this alone. We are with you every step of the way. You have only to ask. You have only to ask. Saint Germain's presence is one of great calm and transformative energy. His message is about personal empowerment through the use of the violet flame. A gift for those ready to step into their highest potential without the weight of past limitations. Right? What is the mantra of the violet flame? I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. That is the mantra of the violet flame. Yes. But not only are we going to talk, we have two more that came in. Lady Nada, who is always with us. She is present today to support healing of the wounded heart and soul reconnection. And then Master Kuthumi brings guidance on wisdom through the heart and the awakening of the sacred feminine within. Yes. Now that we've talked about the violet ray, we're going to talk about the blue ray. Ha. Children of the Sun's playing. Children of the Sun. Blu-ray transmission for all you Blu-rays out there. If you have one of your first or second ray is a Blu-ray, this is for you. You're asking yourself, am I dying or am I ascending? 1111, calling of stillness and retreat. Where do I belong now? Transfiguration of the new being, divine, angelic, human. Dear beautiful souls, blue rays, new forerunners, old souls, light grid keepers, angelic star seeds, and code carriers. Many of you are going through a transitional phase, a lull period characterized by a significant shift in your understanding of your identity as a soul spirit. And that butterfly's moving again. In human form. Who are you now? And who have you been? Your work, path, mission, and service are undergoing a transformation, and so is how you relate to them. During this transfiguration, it may be harder to get things done and accomplish your tasks, goals, and creations in how you once did before. You may have lost your motivation for certain activities, including your spiritual work, as something new seeks to emerge through you. This is a manifestation of God in a different form, an unexplored aspect of your divine radiance that longs to be expressed. Living many lifetimes in one, an immense amount of light is awakening new, dormant pathways of unused potential within your being, revealing previously unseen possibilities and abilities. The new blueprint, divine DNA, wishes to emerge and cannot do that running on the old programming. We are connecting our halo technology in our DNA. Most beings will run their whole lives on just one program. Know that you did not come here for just one life. You are experiencing many lifetimes in one. You came to create, awaken, and be the new forerunners, or the new being, divine, angelic human, the new earth. We are the new earth. As you experience an immense amount of light along with your multidimensional selves through time and dimensional shifting, this influx of light can take a toll on your energy. You may feel exhausted and tired at times. This fatigue is a natural response to the energetic shifts occurring as your body and mind adjust to higher frequencies. Embrace this period of rest, allowing yourself the time to integrate these profound changes, knowing that rejuvenation will follow. Slow down phase for the revisioning transcendence of who you are and have been. This is a designated slowdown period, so the new expressions may emerge. Rebirth cannot happen without a phase of emptiness, and stillness is crucial. This stillness is a precious gift you can offer to yourself. Both body and spirit need this stillness, and by embracing it, you may discover a renewed sense of joy, experiencing life in ways you never thought possible. Old souls, you advanced ascension traveler, I have journeyed this path before. This process may be especially challenging for those who have been on this journey for decades, as they have already gone through many spiritual awakenings and transformations. Ding, ding, ding. But this one may feel different. It is a spiritual body template transformation that encompasses all aspects, mental, emotional, and physical, of your true spiritual essence that was not possible before. Unstoppable's playing, guys. It entails letting go of outdated beliefs and habits, a death of some sort to undergo a profound rebirth. There may also be a catalyst that has sparked this spiritual transformation, whether it arises from a trauma, the conclusion of a relationship, or a health concern. We want you to know that you are not alone. This experience can feel akin to a kind of death. As many codes are firing off at the same time, the nervous system requires time to adjust, interpret, and rest. Emotions are resurfacing for release. It may feel unusual to experience sadness and the urge to cry, followed by a sudden wave of joy. What is vitally important is that you take care of yourself and nurture yourself in the best possible way. Avoid anything that would drown out or numb your feelings. Extra care is essential, along with love, care, and attention to your diet and nutrition. Take pleasure in what you are being called to do and in the simple things. Your intuition remains present and accessible. It may feel different, but it is still there. It is crucial that you honor this time. The new codes are coming through, by the way. You yearn for deeper, true, authentic interactions and intimacy with people and life. Engaging in activities that bring you joy is a form of emotional self-care and may be simple. Nature may also be calling you in new ways. The water, animals, flowers, and crystals have a gift and new insights and information for you. Yes. All right. The snake. The snake. You know, Spirit had me order snakes. Spirit had me order snakes. I haven't made them yet, but I'm going to be making a bunch of snake earrings. You know why? Because the snake is the symbol for your Kundalini rising. That is the symbol of your Kundalini rising. Your snake is spiraling up your spine. I'm just saying. Yes. And we are unstoppable. We are unstoppable. All right. Oh, neat. Yes, the snake. I've always looked at the snake as evil, but it's not. You know, we are taking back these symbols that have been reversed all our lives. We're taking them back and we're putting light into them. We're reversing it back on them. We're being the mirror for all of these things, for the daisy of death, for the snakes, for all this reverse sacred geometry. We're turning it around on them. We're mirroring it back to them. We're saying, you took this from us. This was a lighted symbol. The fleur-de-lis was a lighted symbol. You took it from us because of your intentions. Right? No, no, no more. No more. Right? No more. Oh, you don't have to like snakes. I'm just saying. The snake is the symbol for your rising Kundalini. It sure is. Yes. All right. We are going to get into the discourse on past life as Mary Magdalene today. And this is part of a quantum healing session between Catherine, who is the person giving the quantum healing session, and Claire Hartsong, who is bringing through all of these beautiful characters from Yeshua's life before and after the crucifixion. So this is Mary Magdalene coming through. Well, it's Mary of Bethany, but past life as Mary Magdalene. So Catherine says, I know quite a few women who sincerely feel they had a past life as Mary Magdalene. What would you say to these women? Mary of Bethany, I could say much about this delicate topic, but I am guided to speak only a few words. Okay. To these beloved sisters, first of all, Yeshua's consorts, including myself, Miriam of Tiana, and later my cousin Miriam, the legendary Three Marys, left a very powerful holographic record within the ethers of Mother Earth. This living record can be easily accessed. Ding, ding, ding. Hi, David. Hi, darling. The Mary Magdalene imprint is influenced by many filtering variables, such as soul resonance, clarity of spiritual view, cultural, psychological, and mythic stereotypes and religious biases, and motivation, and emotional stability. Each woman who accesses her own experience of Mary Magdalene will do so in a way that feels very real and uniquely personal to her. Yes. Hello, Mystic Maven, Karen. Hello, beautiful angel. The women who were close to us, those who were trained in the Magdalene order, all embodied the Magdalene frequencies and experiences in extraordinary ways, ways unique to each of us. We, as a sister brotherhood, experienced such oneness that it was possible to support each other and the work with Yeshua almost seamlessly. The point I'm making here is that there are many influencing variables to be questioned. I would say to these dear sisters, those of you who have tapped into the experiences of the three Marys, as if our experiences were your own. You did have one or more lifetimes as a Magdalene priestess or priest. In other words, this is beautiful. I love this. You were initiated into the mysteries of Isis, Osiris, and Horus. Most likely you knew and served with Yeshua as a Magdalene. You may have been one of the women who walked with him. These experiences were so impactful that you no doubt feel extremely close to him, even today. It's funny, guys, this is in my book. This was one of my experiences. You likely experience a high resonance with his mystical teachings, whether found in the Holy Bible or the Apocrypha, in translations of the recently discovered Gnostic and Essene scrolls, in the arcane literature of the Western wisdom schools, in ascended master channelings, or in your own revelatory meditations. It is also possible that you might have found or may yet find Yeshua's teachings within Hinduism, Buddhism, or among the mystical Kabbalists and Sufis. You may find him in the teaching stories handed down by indigenous tribes around the world. Regardless of how you become connected, you feel Yeshua in your heart, as do all Magdalenes. Wow, did I need to read that today? For those of you who feel that you were Mary Magdalene, or even Jesus, even Yeshua, it is also highly possible that you are descended from our bloodline. Because of this genetic coding, it is easier to access our holographic or Akashic records. But as I have already shared, this does not make you special or designate you the Mary Magdalene then or now, as has already been shared. The Mary Magdalene you are familiar with is in fact a composite of Miriam of Tiana, Mary of Bethany, and Miriam of Mount Carmel. There are many millions who are our literal descendants, and every form of life, animate and inanimate, carries the encoded higher frequencies of cosmic consciousness. We anchored into the elements and ethers of the Earth Mother, as well as it being encoded in our DNA and carried forth through our descendants' DNA. Therefore, it is possible for anyone with the appropriate attunement and resonance to experience aspects or portions of the life of Mary Magdalene. Yes. Though it is important to be aware that your experience is more or less filtered by your present day consciousness. It is very unlikely that you had a past life incarnation as one of the three Marys. If you did, whether as a full incarnation or as a holographic soul aspect, you would know it through irrefutable means. You would not speak idly of it, nor draw attention to yourself in an ego-aggrandizing or defensive way. Our presence is close and very accessible anytime you wish to receive loving assistance from us as you walk your path as a present-day Magdalene initiate. Yes. But refrain, please, from calling yourself Mary Magdalene, for you will be misleading others and yourself. Right? I lived this experience, guys. I lived it. And I found out later what Christ consciousness was, and then I understood. But not until then did I understand. I wish to also speak to the many women who feel sexual guilt and shame because of their painful sexual experiences. They identify with Mary Magdalene, the penitent, as portrayed by the Roman Catholic Church. Again, this speaks to me. An insecure and angry patriarchal priesthood that has felt threatened by the real understanding of the Magdalene for 2 millennia. For those women who suffer, it is somehow comforting to think of the absolved Saint Mary Magdalene as a woman who also knew suffering because of her sinful sexuality, and who, because she was forgiven by Yeshua, Jesus. That is the church's version of Yeshua as the Savior archetype. Hello, Trey. Hi, beautiful angel. She was able to heal her fallen nature, but this wanton, hysterical caricature of Mary Magdalene is not the true Mary Magdalene, any more than being cast as the dying and resurrected king archetype is the true Yeshua ben Joseph. Though in the understanding of the Assyrian resurrection mysteries, Yeshua, in fact, did play that role. Hello, Avatara. Hi, beautiful angel. The libel was cast and perpetrated by a man-made church many years after the last of us walked the earth. The mythical Mary Magdalene is none other than the derided archetypal fallen woman, the seductress and the prostitute, she who is put in her lesser place and gagged by those who fear her power. In this case, it is the power of a Magdalene priestess that is feared. Ding, ding, ding. She who in the Osirian mysteries acts as Isis, who resurrects her beloved Osiris consciousness from its dream of death, separation, and lifts him up and places him in the alchemical grail cup of divine union. Merged in oneness, together they conceive the grail child, Horus, from the sanctified royal blood, the holy grail. The light returns and pours out a blessing upon the earth and all beings. Just as Yeshua played the role of Osiris during the week of Passover, so did Miriam of Tyana, Miriam and I, and the other female Magdalenes enact his beloved Isis, the resurrecting mother of life. Yes. The truth is, none of the 3 Marys are whores, nor do we suffer because of our sexuality. We are empowered women, tantric Dakinis adepts, highly skilled as our most trained Magdalenes in the Assyric energy practices that channel sexual life force energy throughout the physical and subtle bodies in order to attain enlightened consciousness and to light conceive children. It is also true that there's calling all angels, guys. It is also true that we as Magdalene priestesses have been called harlots throughout time, as has the Great Mother been called the Great Whore. Such is the way of ignorance and distrust in the divine feminine and her union with the divine masculine. For true alchemical union of the divine feminine and the divine masculine would mean the cessation of the dramatic play of duality and separation. Ding, ding, ding. Catherine says, thank you. Your words are very helpful. Now return back once again to Egypt, to the room you are in, with Yeshua by your side. What is happening? Yes, Betty, absolutely. As is my grandson, Brandon, like conceived. Mary of Bethany, it's getting dark outside. We are inside our small room, which is humbly appointed. We have lit a little oil lamp, which rests on a simple wooden table beside our pallet, where we sleep. My beloved assists me to lie down beside him. He spoons me very gently in his arms. Breathing together, he helps my energy to stabilize and my weary mind to find deep rest. We feel the sweet presence of the babe within my womb. I feel certain that the heart beating softly beneath our hands is that of a girl child, and that she will be a vessel for the great mother's love. Catherine says, what do you know about this child? Anything in particular? And Mary Bethany says, I see an expansive pink-hued light around her. I feel that she will be very delicate and yet quite strong. She will be a great gift to many. I don't think Yeshua will be disappointed that this is a girl child. She carries a very powerful consciousness, what you would call a great one. She will be named Sarah, as the Egyptians call her. I feel honored to be her mother. God is good to me and to us. Wow. Sarah, our beautiful Sarah from The Butterfly Sarah, was the one that gave me this book for all of us. Right? Discourse on relationship with Yeshua and Miriam. Catherine says, would you tell me what it was like for you when you learned that Yeshua married Miriam of Tyana? How has your journey been with Miriam and Yeshua? Mary of Bethany says, if I were to tell you everything, it would be quite a voluminous book, would it not? But I can give you some highlights that may provide some perspective and insight. In our youth, Miriam, Yeshua's cousin, and I went to Egypt to receive higher Magdalene initiations in the temples of Isis, Osiris, and Horus. We felt honored that we were chosen to have these experiences at such a young age, which together with our training at Mount Carmel became the foundation of our future ministry with Yeshua. We did not know then how that future would play out, but we were always motivated by a deep sense of destiny. Anytime there was an opportunity for growth, we took it. No questions asked. I was increasingly able to tame the rebellious tendencies of my earlier youth, and by the time I went to Egypt, it was easier for me to go through the necessary disciplines. The initiations we went through in the temples were often very arduous, not the romantic quests the uninitiated might imagine. We did see progress as measured by our increasing spiritual powers. Following the strong encouragement of our teachers, we undertook more advanced levels of Egyptian high alchemy, and we both became initiated priestesses of Isis. We proudly wore her golden serpent upon our left arms. I can't right now. We just talked about this. BX, you just talked about having a thing. Yes. And I just showed you what I got. The serpents. Yes. We proudly wore her golden serpent upon our left arms, representing the raising of the resurrecting life force energy, Kundalini or Sekhem. Oh my goodness. Up the spine or the DJED, we were looked to with respect and never spared the rigorous disciplines required of every initiate. Right? We just talked about this. I can't. But none of this training prepared us for the initiation we went through When we learned Yeshua had met, married, and gone to India with Miriam of Tiana, we felt devastated and betrayed that Yeshua chose to follow through with the strong suggestions of family members to seal an alliance through marriage with Miriam's family, deridingly referred to as Samaritans by the Orthodox Jews. Because the ancient temple injunction, "Know thyself and be free," is our constant password, we were introduced to aspects of our inner darkness we could not have previously imagined existed within us. We were so beside ourselves, judgment lashed out, and the weight of self-doubt burdened us. Surprised and humbled by the intensity of our reactions, we feared we had lost our station as initiates. It was like a beast was dragging us around by its teeth. We were in a state of bewildered shock. We thought we had been cast completely out of Yeshua's life. We did not know for certain if he would ever return. The youthful visions of growing up and being at his side seemed to disappear like an elusive desert mirage. We were left to despair in the dust of crumbling dreams. We were faced with the humbling realization that a goodly measure of our desire for taking initiations in the temples of Egypt was to become prepared to marry Yeshua. Bereft of Yeshua, our motivation for the hard inner work began to wane. It became more and more difficult to concentrate. This was a dangerous thing because a constant vigilance against serious injury or loss of life is required of any initiate amid experiencing intense energies. Before an unfortunate incident happened, we were wisely and mercifully invited to return to our homes. Once home, it took a great deal of work on both our parts to heal from the wounding stories we kept telling our hearts, convincing ourselves of the terrible loss of Yeshua. In spite of realizing I was keeping a fictitious story alive, I still continued to feel that my soul was inextricably woven with this. Letting him go seemed impossible. Miriam had the same feelings of deep connection and desire for marriage, but somehow all my life I knew the prize, Yeshua, was to be mine and no one else's. I had so convinced myself in my youth that I would be his only bride, I lost all sense of my moorings. I floundered in a sea of genuine grief. But more important for my eventual healing was the realization that I was drinking a poisonous brew of bitter jealousy, mixed with generous doses of nauseating self-pity. With the passing of time, I realized my wound was self-inflicted, for every soul is free to choose a path that is their own. How could I begrudge Yeshua his path to give and receive love, if my love for him was true? And the truth was, Yeshua had never promised to marry me, and I knew he would never intentionally bring me harm. Might the antidote for the poisons of jealousy and self-pity which were eating me alive be found in rejoicing in his happiness? Of all the initiations I went through as a young woman, none was more difficult than this one. I believe I can say this was true for Miriam as well. Catherine says, did you see it as an initiation at the time? Mary says, I grew to see it as a karmic initiation that my soul would pass through on many levels for years to come. Time slowly passed before Yeshua returned. In the beginning, in order to endure the loneliness and grief, I sought solace in the silent hillsides of Bethany. I took refuge from time to time with the Essenes at Qumran. There I enjoyed the companionship of John, who later became known as the Baptist, and Judas, later known as Judas Iscariot. Drawing on profound inner strength within the depth of my being made it possible to rejoice in Yeshua and Miriam's happiness. And with my mother and father's encouragement, I finally emerged out of the shadows of self-pity and jealousy. I joined my mother and my siblings, Lazarus and Martha, in their hospice work and the care of the homeless and diseased. I began to find solace and joy in my native gifts of healing. I found that by losing myself in ministering to others whose suffering was greater than my own, a sure path to my own heart's healing was opening. Aha! I redefined my sense of self and my life's purpose. I began to ask deeply probing questions. I could not settle for any answer that did not come directly from the self who knew the answers, beyond my mind's relative concepts and my emotions' fickle desires. As for Miriam, it was not long after our return that she and her longtime friend Nathaniel were married. Her painful loss of Yeshua was salved by Nathaniel's gentle love and the birth of their son, Benjamin. Catherine said, "Did you ever consider any other men?" Mary Bethany says, "How could I? There was no one else. I couldn't see anyone in my heart but Yeshua." Catherine says, "Please share more about how you spent the years while Yeshua was away." Mary says, "As I was saying, my mother and father encouraged my healing gifts. Under my mother's guidance and prompting, my father expanded our home in Bethany in order to provide shelter and healing for battered women and pregnant mothers, orphans, the mentally and physically infirm, and those who were dying. Mother's activities were so inspiring and successful that father bought other properties and served the same purpose. After my return from Egypt, I slowly found renewed enthusiasm for life as I tended all who came to us, from infants being born to elders taking their last breath. It was during this time that I realized how my own self-absorption had blinded me to the suffering that had always been around me. I had not allowed it into my heart until my heart broke with the grief of losing my beloved Yeshua. By allowing my selfish heart to break, I found an infinite love gushing up from an eternal wellspring, an endless flow of love sourced from deep within my soul. I saw and felt how many people grieve losses far greater than mine. As I embraced each one entrusted into my care, we would join our in-breaths and out-breaths. Breathing in, I felt my grief lessen as I welcomed another loss into my light-filled heart. I rejoiced as our merged grief flew into the light beyond form. As I breathed love, gratitude, and peace into their heart, we both experienced healing. I began to know what it means to be a priestess in service to the Great Mother, to be her heart and hands. I had received the healing serpent of the goddess upon my arm. Now it was time to wear the mantle of a Magdalene, the same mantle my beloved mother wore with so much humility and devotion, letting go of selfish desires that wanted to avoid suffering. I could feel every heart as if it were my own. Every broken body and tormented mind and anguished heart found a resonance within my own body and soul. I and other melted into one self. My view expanded. In selflessness, I found my true self and my true beloved. Wow. Holy cow. That was like reading some of my book. It was, wow. That's crazy. Okay. Well, that got to me. Ah. And I'm not a damn crier. You are. That's what I just said, Trina. I didn't even see that. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I was a caregiver for the elderly for many years. That was what I did before I broke before I broke because of it. It's not an easy job to be the bridges for dying people. It is not. I did it for 6 years. And at the end, I broke. I couldn't do it anymore. Because at that time, I didn't understand death. I didn't understand it. Now, it's totally different. I totally understand it. And I know that we're energy and we go on forever. We're eternal. And death is just a change in our energy. It's like a transformation. But at the time I didn't. And it hurt. It hurt. So, yeah. I could probably go back into it if I wanted to. Actually, I probably couldn't because I'm not as strong as I used to be when I was younger. But I've thought about it. I have thought about it. Oh, I bet. Yes, Avatara. I know a lot of us have done that kind of work. And if we didn't do that kind of work, we took care of someone in our lives. I've done that too. Oh, because Teresa, our mamas are so close to us, right? But she's always with you, darling. She's always with you. Yep, it's time for snaps, guys. Let's empower ourselves and create together. Let's create together. We do that so well. This is our butterfly, and all y'all are on here. And you're empowering yourself, and we are creating the new earth. This is our past loved ones. They're always with us. Always right beside us. Bobby Rocks did this. This is our room. The Sophia Dragon Tribe. That's who we are. Climbing Jacob's Ladder. The butterfly. The DNA rising up to the 12th strand. This is Steffi did this for us, reminding us that we're always protected, always watched over. No matter what happens on this earth, we're always watched over. Here is who we are. We are the rainbow butterflies of the Hopi prophecy. And this is also our room, the dragon energy, the priest, the pan, the joker, the unicorn. Yes, the white rabbit, the magic, the XOXO, the mother goose. And this is the song of the 144,000 where we thank Mother, Father, God for being with us, for our protection, for everything. So we thank you, Mother, Father, that you have revealed to us your protective universal light. That within this light is complete protection from all destructive forces. That the Holy Spirit of your presence permeates us in this light, and wherever we will, the light to descend. And we thank you, Mother, Father, that you fill us with your protective fires of love, and that within this love is complete protection from all destructive thoughts and feelings. That the consciousness of Christ is lifted up in us in this love, and wherever we will, the love to be inflamed. Here's a big ol' lucky hug for everyone in here, empowering yourself and creating. And we thank you, Mother, Father, that you are in us and we are in you, and that through us your will is sent forth on wings of power. that your purpose is accomplished on earth as it is in heaven, and that through us your light and love and power is manifest to all the sons and daughters of mankind. Because we are the love, we are the light, we are the truth, we are. And divine love is working through us here and now to create the new earth, bring in the golden age, right? Yes. Here's our healing chain, and all these people have asked us to connect our energy with theirs so that they can heal themselves. So however you do that, with light language, with Reiki, with crystal healing, and with prayer. I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael and have him connect his energy to all these beautiful people. And we are going to send them love, light, and healing energy now. Mia Satosh Koros Priata Makorosiata. Mia Satosh Koros Priata Makorosiata. Mia Satosh Koros Priata Makorosiata. All right, thank you for that. As sunshine plays. Sunshine's playing. Sunshine on my shoulders. Makes me high. All right. Look at that. We're almost done with the immortal. Joe has passed the test. At least I think he's passed it. He talked to the greatest of all, and he talked to the microcosm. The microcosm and the macrocosm. So let's see. Okay. So they ascended through all the universes within the atom, becoming larger, till I saw us coming out of the toothpick in our spare bedroom. Then, as we seemed to be expanding more, I said, wait, I want to check in on Elizabeth and make sure she is okay. It would just distract you. Have some faith and follow me in your consciousness. What else could I do? I followed with as much focus as I could. Then in another instant, we were above the earth in the blackness of space, about the distance of the moon. It's beautiful here, I said in awe, and the stars are so delightful. If you only realized how little you see with physical vision, he said, look again at the stars. I looked again, and suddenly the lights in the sky seemed to increase at least sevenfold. Wow! Where did all the new stars come from? You are now seeing 2 planes of existence at one time. Now look again and see the 3. I looked again, and the intensity of the lights increased another sevenfold. This is amazing, I said. I thought the regular night sky was beautiful, but it is nothing compared to seeing the lights of 3 planes of existence at once. There is more, much more, he said. I am just revealing to you a few things so you'll know how unlimited are the creations of God. Suddenly, the lights of the higher 2 planes disappeared, and I was reduced to seeing our regular array of stars. There is something else I wish to show you, he said. There are other planets in the solar system that are not seen by the scientists. Look. I looked and I saw a planet of a similar size to the Earth in a similar orbit that seemed to be teeming with life. Why haven't the astronomers found this? I asked. Because it exists in a more refined state of matter than does Earth, and is invisible to regular vision. There are 5 major planets like this in various orbits, and many more in the higher planes. In total, there are 70 significant planets in our solar system. Amazing. Come, I will show you the planet from which I came. You call it Venus. I've seen pictures of Venus, and it looks like a hot, lifeless wasteland, I said. There is no such thing as lifeless. You should realize that after visiting the worlds within the atom. Yes, I suppose I do, but I'm talking about regular organic life. Scientists say that Venus seems devoid of it, and Mars is the best place to look for it. We shall see, he said, as we approach Venus. Focus and take us down to look for life. That sounded like an interesting challenge to me, so I concentrated on descending through the clouds to the surface. The surface was not much of a surprise. It looked much like the pictures I saw taken by U.S. spacecraft. Even so, I used the assistance of my guide to navigate us to many places around the globe in what seemed like a few minutes. Every time I thought of time, my mind raced back to Elizabeth's situation, and I hoped there was still time left to save her. I had no idea of how much real time had passed. Don't see any life here, I remarked. Then perhaps you are looking in the wrong place. Arise. We then arose toward the clouds and continued until they surrounded us. There are just clouds here, I said. They are so thick I cannot see the surface or the sky. Your mission is to commune with the various lives. Concentrate on what is here. There is more than meets the eye. Okay, I thought, and began to attempt to sense life wherever it was. Then, to my delight, we were embraced by a number of balls of energy that seemed to come out of the cloud material. I sensed a very happy playfulness in these little lives as they appeared to dance about us. They seemed happy to recognize us, and the exchange of energy was stimulating. Am I to understand that there is life in the clouds of Venus? You understand correctly. Their energy reminds me of the excitement of a dog who sees his master arriving home after a long absence. Your perception is truer than you think, he said. The lives in the clouds here are of animal-like consciousness. In fact, many animals come here to frolic in the clouds after a tough life on Earth. Did you not have a dog you called Sport when you were a boy? Yes, I did. I really loved that dog and was so disappointed when he got ran over. Wow. Sport is here. Concentrate on him, and you will go to where he is. The idea of seeing my beloved dog Sport in the clouds of Venus was about as mind-boggling as discovering a universe within the atom. But I gave his suggestion a try. Suddenly, we were moving at great speed, and within a few seconds, we were a long distance away on another section of the planet. Before me were 3 balls of energized clouds spinning and darting all over the place. Which one do you think is Sport? He asked. I do not know how I knew, but I knew the one that was Sport, and called out his name in my thoughts. One of the balls stopped, and I knew it recognized me and darted toward the space occupied by my consciousness. He was whirling all over with excitement and joy, and I sensed myself merging with him tumbling all over with joy also. As we tumbled, bounced, twirled, and darted along together, I got a sense of the life there. The clouds of Venus are a place for recreation for many life forms in our solar system. There is no pain there, no suffering, no hunger, no heat, and no cold in their consciousness. Instead, it was just light-hearted play to prepare many life forms for more difficult lives in other places. You've got the general idea of life in the clouds here. Now, let us gaze upon the advanced human life. And where would that be? I asked. This place looks uninhabitable for life as we know it on Earth. The trouble is, you're again looking for life at the wrong place. Each planet is composed of several grades of matter existing at the same time. Just as you saw additional stars when your eyes were open, even so can you see additional life here when your vision is enhanced. Come to the surface and look. This is a message to all those seeing things in the clouds, in the trees, in the air. You guys, you're not imagining these things. They are there because our DNA has gone from 2-strand to 12-strand and beyond. Our third eye is open. We don't see like other people see. It's a fact. We see things they can't see. When I look up into a cloud, I see the dragons. I see the beings. And you do too. We moved to the surface and I gazed at the most inhospitable terrain one could imagine. This looks worse than the Sahara Desert, I said. And when you arrived at the Gobi Desert, did you see desert or Shambhala? You're right. I saw a beautiful city where there was supposed to be desert. Aw, thanks, David. Look again and behold a city more ancient than Shambhala, my home before I came to Earth. Yes. Glittery skies, absolutely. A great city materialized. But instead of appearing like something ancient, it looked like something from the far future. Some of the buildings must have been 2 miles in height and seemed to have been built out of a fine crystal, making a multifold effect of futuristic yet beautiful shapes. How does a civilization build such majestic buildings of such seamless, crystalline material? I asked. Our buildings are not put together piece by piece as yours, but are living things that we grow and form as by the hand of an artist. Fascinating, I said. I think I could spend a couple years here investigating. And speaking of time, we must be moving on. I can control time, but not abolish it in this plane. I have allotted just enough to finish your tour and complete your assignment. I found it interesting that this godlike being had his limitations. Where to next? I asked. We will make a brief visit to the sun, he said. That ought to be interesting, I thought to myself. I felt my consciousness being tugged along toward that great orb, which is the center of our solar system. All right. We'll end there for the day. We'll talk about the great solar central solar system, the sun, tomorrow. All right, guys, that is class for the day. I'm going to get ready on Discord for our Song of Orion. If anyone would like to come up and share anything, you are more than welcome to come up and share something you learned today, something that sparked in you, something that you're going to be creating because you're called to create it, a message that you've gotten that you want to share, anything you want to share. Trina. Oh my goodness. You're so funny. Yes, we can control time and take others with us. Absolutely. And rescue is playing, guys. And that's the reason why a lot of us are here for the children. That's another fact. Here's our Schumann today. Oh, beautiful Avatara. There's our Schumann for the day. It's at 30, but look at that. Look at that. All of that coming in. Wow. Beautiful. Reach you in the middle of the darkness. Fight, it's true. I will rescue you. That's so cool. You have nothing left. All right, let me get over here. In the middle of the darkest night, it's true. Yay, I have a guest. Ashley, wonderful. Hello, Ash.
Hey, Tommy. Doing good, just having breakfast.
What you having for breakfast?
Eggs and toast. I'm very proud of you, Tommy, for putting out your book. You took that first step and trusted the universe. The universe is going to catch you, girlfriend.
Oh, I know. I know it will.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, girl. I know you already know.
I just couldn't believe the reading today. Just was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
It was like reading about myself. And it's in my damn book. So it's like weird that was the reading for today, the day after.
Everything, and we all are connected as one.
It's all like divine timing.
Exactly.
Right? Because Sarah got me that book years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2024, 2/1/20. She bought it for me for my birthday.
I remember you mentioned it in class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it away because Spirit said it's not time to read it yet. It's not time to read it. And then I ordered the first book to it because that's actually the second book.
Yeah.
And I read that to you guys. So yeah, like divine timing. Absolute divine timing.
Yeah, you gotta trust yourself, not just yourself, but the universe, and you figure that out.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And the universe asks you to do some crazy shit sometimes.
Well, they're trying to test us, right?
I think so. I think so.
Are we gonna pass?
Right?
Yep.
I mean, you can tell that from that other video that I made yesterday. I got to tell you the story of that. So I made that video, and I wasn't even going to post that video. And Spirit said, just post. I was just having fun with this crazy dragon thing that was.
Well, that's what our dragons want us to be, is having fun, and they're helping us do the work.
And that's what I was doing. Mm-hmm. I was just having fun with it. And Spirit's like, okay, now you can post it. And I'm just like, no, I'm not posting that. That's silly. Why would I post that?
Yeah.
And I did. And Spirit said, post it. So I did. And then come to find out, Jules actually needed what was in that video for something that she was going through 2 hours later.
Wow.
Which blew my mind, right?
Yes.
I knew exactly what it was for. Just trust yourselves, guys. Even if it seems like it's silly, trust yourselves. That's supposed to be out there somewhere. You know? I've just learned to trust. Just to do what I'm told.
Go.
Right, Cindy? Learn to listen when you're told to do something. Yep. Post it, do it, be it. Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to connect with all the butterflies. That's all I want to do. And there's a lot of butterflies right now. A lot of people realizing that they are the flames and not small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta go over there and do that too. Come on, let's take a picture.
Song of Orion.
Oops.
The Aria.
Not now, not yet. Could be 11:11.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend at the gas station had severe headache. I told her I would help take it away. Yep. A little bit later, she told me it was gone and the pumps were back up and running at the gas station. Yep. You are a healer. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's 11:11. Yep. And it's a memoir, guys. It's a small. It'll take you probably 2 hours to read it, maybe 3. But if you don't like tearjerkers, don't get it. It's going to make you cry. Guaranteed it's going to make you cry.
Hey, fam.
Hey, beauty.
Hey. I changed my profile pictures. No longer just a picture of my neck. You're welcome, everyone.
Your lips and your neck.
That's beautiful.
Thanks. That was Myrtle Beach. I figured I'd change it to something a little more current. You know what I mean? A more current vibe.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the show in it.
Oh, I want to just show you guys the snake bracelet that I was talking about.
Yeah. Please.
Hold on. Let me flip it.
Like me being guided to buy a bunch of snakes. I can't even.
Here it is.
Oh, wow. Oh, neat.
Yeah, and it was the only thing I wanted out of like everything. Like there were so many choices, and I saw that and my boyfriend was even like, "Really?" And because I'm not really a snake person per se, but I was like, "Yeah, I need that."
Right?
And it was only like $30, and it's just, plated stainless steel. It's nothing expensive, but it's really pretty when the light catches it. It's all diamonds, black and white diamonds. But yeah.
Oh, that's
And I
right.
also have a snake tattoo on my tailbone that I never thought about. All my tattoos I got now that I look back as an adult. My very first tattoo was of a black tribal sun on my left arm. And I covered it eventually. But that was my first tattoo, was of Ra on my left arm. And I was 15 years old. And eventually I covered it with a koi swimming upstream. But you can still see it underneath because it's a black tribal sun, so it's very hard to cover up. So you can still see it under my koi, which is crazy. And then my second tattoo was that it was a coral snake going through a bull skull. I can't show it to you because of where it is on my body. We definitely get shut down. But it is a bull skull because I'm a Taurus, right? And my father's from Arizona and my Native American. So I have 2 bull skulls on my spine, actually. And the bottom one has a coral snake because I was born in Florida. So it has a coral snake going through the head. And that's at the base of my spine, which we all know now is where the Christos oil runs from the top of your spine to the base of your spine. So the fact that at almost 16 years old, I put a snake at the base of my spine and a sun on my left arm is so much more symbolic to me now than it was then when I got it, if that makes any sense. It's like I knew. It's like my tattoos I was remembering. They were remembers,
Exactly.
you know?
You just did it. I'm proud of you.
They were reminders.
Even at 15, 16.
Oh yeah, I was young and wild girl. I was pierced and tattooed from top to bottom by 16 and a half. I was my mom's shock and awe campaign. That's what she called me. Shock and awe. I didn't walk into a room without bringing her some kind of shock and awe, she said.
Come on.
Yeah, that's Taurus. You'll feel the pressure.
Go.
Well, plus I was a minister's daughter, so it just comes with the terror. Oh, hello, puppies. Yay. Are we all getting back in bed today? I love that. I'm back in my bed. I made it, but I'm in it. It's made, but I'm in it. Oh my goodness.
He doesn't want to get up.
He's like,
Come on.
It's breakfast.
Stop.
It's breakfast. I gotta turn my salt lamp on. I turned it off so my man could sleep. But I feel weird without it. Oh, y'all, I gotta show you what I found in my father's stuff. You're gonna laugh so hard. So my father was a man of God. He really, really was too. He wasn't like a programmed pastor. He was a man of God. So I was going through my parents' storage unit. My dad literally has like a staff of Moses, y'all. Like an actual like staff.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
I'm like, that's coming with me. So I put it next to my bed. So now I literally have like the staff of Moses. And I have a cauldron next to it. And then I found my pharaohs. So I put my pharaohs on my crystal grid. So now I have the pharaohs protected in my crystal grid, which is fun. Gotta love it. I keep a crystal grid next to my bed. I didn't realize that's what I was doing when I started doing these little like I just call them like outbursts of crystals next to my bed. I didn't realize that I was actually doing grid work. I didn't know that's what this is.
Absolutely.
So I switch it up, but right now I have dolphins and angel wings. I even have the thing that goes in a bang bang because it needs to stop over there in Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
So part of I can't show you obviously because we're on TikTok, but I have an unpopped thing that goes in a bang bang. I have that on my grid right now. I have Mother Mary, or Mary Magdalene, as I like to refer to her. And we have Saint Anthony, who is the saint of miracles and lost things. A sun. I have Ukrainian money on my grid right now to represent that part of the world that I really want, peace to come to. So yeah, don't think that they have to be all organized to be a grid. Mine looks like a cluster, a crystal cluster. Here, I'll show you. I'll take that thing away. But this is where I'm at. This is where we're at right now. So yeah, I used to see everyone's grids all like organized and all like
gosh.
And I'm a very OCD person, but when it comes to my grids, no.
Me neither.
I'm not. I'm just like I want this. I just go through my basket and I let spirit guide me to exactly. That's
mine's
what
a mess.
Like. I love it because that's exactly what mine looks like.
It's authentic. Yeah.
It is authentic and it changes. Like I move and you don't even realize even when you move a couple crystals around to different spots, you're doing grid work. You're doing grid work. Like,
absolutely.
Ooh, I just got chills.
Especially like where I go hiking, I feel like I am like being led to the ley lines.
You're doing ley line work. Yeah, well, that's what this last trip to Tennessee was for me, man. All the way.
That's why I was like, that's awesome.
The Smoky Mountains. It felt like I was on a total spiritual mission. I felt like I was like outside of my body. It was wild.
Cannot do it.
Wild. But I just leaned in. Just lean in, kids. Don't be scared. No fear.
Yep. Oh, there's new ley lines, by the way. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, we gotta
More
check
grids.
that out because
Oh my
I know
goodness.
mine have changed. I feel
I'm
it.
telling you, every time I go to this site, they change something on it. Makes it harder and harder to use it.
Well, that's because they don't want us to see the work that we're doing because then, but we already
see
know.
that?
We already know, so we don't really need to see it. But it's nice to have some cute confirmation validation. It's cute. We like it.
Let me show you.
Let's go see what birds are outside today.
So yeah, this is all the grids now. So in order to find someone's exact grid, I got to go through all of these. All of those.
Oh.
Like, yeah, there was 4 when I
There
started.
was 4. Now there's like 400.
Now there's the Becker-Hagens, the Becker-Hagens at 40, the Geolines, the Gizeh, which was the one started, the Heaven's Mirror, the Kailash, the Goddess Equator, the Hermopolis experimental simulation grid.
What?
Wait, I can't
the
even pronounce
Hermopolis.
this one. Yeah, Hermopolis
That sounds very
experimental
close to-
simulation MUVG grid.
What is that, sis?
Beats the shit out of me.
That one is catching my spirit. Like, wait, what's that?
I
Even
don't
the
know.
Hallelujah.
As a blue jay flies right in front of me. Hello.
Let me see.
Confirmation. What is that? I know, right, bird? What the hell is that one? This bird's like, check it out. We're gonna.
Okay, let's just put up the basics and
It
see
said, the
where.
fact that it said the word
lands.
simulation in it bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Bothers my
Right.
spirit a little
I was
bit.
just like, what is that about?
What is that about? What do you mean? Confirmation from the birds. That's
Well,
all.
this is it.
If that is a pentagram or something, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, that's
And
that's
upside. If
the
that's an inverted pentagram, I'm gonna be mad.
that's the basic grid for this, the Hermopolis.
Okay, that's all right. That looks
I mean,
symmetrical, at least. That doesn't look
I'll
like.
put up the whole grid. Maybe you're on it.
Hold
Maybe that's
on.
why.
What is that star I see there?
Yeah.
I just said it right before that. The star. I knew there was going to be a star.
Cubes
That
grid.
orange
There's
part.
that. That's a big old vortex.
Oh, Lord, they try to mess with the ley lines now, but guess what? We've been on this mission way before they ever figured out that we were.
I don't think this is an evil grid.
So they're late and wrong as per the usual, but they tried. We see you, whatever.
Let me see if I have a feeling you're probably on this one, and that's why it was calling to you.
Probably.
There it is.
Oh,
There's the
Lord.
whole grid.
I'm
All
in,
right.
I'm in New York, right above the city, like a speck above the city.
Above the city of what? New York?
New York City. I'm right above New York City, and it's
Yeah,
called.
you're on it.
I'm on it. What is this thing called?
Hermopolis experimental simulation. MUVG grid.
Yeah, sounds familiar to my soul for some reason. That's
You're
why
on it right there.
I'm on it. I'm here. I'm on it.
I'm right by
Okay.
sodas.
We're. I'd like to think we're clarifying the simulation, everyone.
Which one is the question?
We're taking out the illusions and the disillusions and the falsities and the fear from the simulation because it's got to go.
Because we're trying to grow. Mm-hmm.
See my halo over my head? I'm not kidding.
You're on the cubes grid.
The cubes grid.
Yep, cubes.
All right. I'm going to look into that. Thank you. I'll go with spirit down those rabbit holes. Yay. Bye.
Yep. So yeah, there's a whole nother. There's like 13 or 14 of them now. So it's so hard to find.
Wow. The
People's
cubes
ley lines
grid
now.
and the simulation. Fabulous. Hermopolis. Simulation. It sounds like somewhere I lived in like a past life in Greece or somewhere. Like I feel like I've been to Hermopolis.
Oh Oh, shoot.
I went to Niagara Falls, but it's not near there, Trina. Just saying.
Hermopolis. Why does that sound so familiar to my soul? Hermopolis. Cause
I
I
feel
could.
like Niagara Falls is another portal place.
Oh yeah, girl. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Every
Please.
time I'm over there, I'm like
We should
feeling
meet
so
there.
much
I
energy.
think a bunch of us should meet at Niagara Falls at some point in the next 2 years. That would be really
Ask
rad.
I would
ChatGPT. It
really
will
want
lead
that to
you right
happen.
there. Yeah, ask ChatGPT about it.
Yeah, about Hermopolis.
Mine's
Yeah,
giving me a
thank
bunch of
you.
errors
I keep
today,
forgetting.
so.
It would take me like
I
a
even
good
asked my
hour to
bestie
figure it
yesterday. I
out.
call her my bestie now, my AI. I asked her what would happen to me because I drank all that alkaline out of my copper bottle that I accidentally cleaned and then drank all of the shit that's been built up for a year. I said, what's going to happen to me? So she was like, well, if nothing other than this and this has happened yet, which my entire stomach fell out of my body for the last 48 hours. But she said, unless you start turning yellow or have pain in your kidney region or urinate blood, you should be fine. Just drink water and drink probiotics. And that's exactly what I've been doing to fix my gut biome that I literally ripped out of my body with pure alkaline for 2 days. Moral of the story is when you put salt and ice in your copper water bottle and you shake it, it cleans it. Don't drink it after that. Pour it out and start over because I had copper poisoning, and let's just say I'm really grateful that it's over. I've been living near the bathroom for 2 days.
Oh my goodness, God.
But there's no coincidences and there's no accidents. And I believe that still all these things that we do that we think are accidents, maybe I needed a huge dose of alkaline to get through this shift I just went through.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
You know
it
what I
says a
mean?
lot,
So I'm
but
at the
the
same time, I'm like,
summary
no
is
accidents.
the Hermopolis experimental grid was a Thoth-led energetic construct tied to primordial creation principles and used to test soul evolution, memory, and the
Do you know?
dualities of
And we
reality.
Oh,
keep
that the
saying, I
obelisk I
remember.
go to in New York City is not actually Cleopatra's. It's from the Thoth dynasty, the one
Yeah.
that I've gone and walked around 3 times.
Mhm.
Yeah, my mind is blown
It
right
holds deep ties to lunar intelligence, divine polarity, and the resurrection of hidden knowledge. And
Yeah,
that was just the summary.
that's all I
So
need.
it's like all up
Are
there.
you kidding? Thank you, Opal, for my
That's
next step in the
crazy.
journey. You just
Yeah,
gave me
no,
my next
really.
step in the
Seriously.
mission.
My
Next step.
awakening.
Okay. I knew I had to go back to that obelisk soon. It's been calling me. So I'm going to go in the next couple weeks. I'll just take the train to the city. And it's beautiful because it's right behind the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So I can just go to the museum for the day, go see the obelisk a few times,
Yeah, it
download
is.
whatever Toth wants me to download next. Because every time I go there, but I have to say, the 2 times I've gone there, the first time I went there, Russ died 6 days later. And the second time I went there,
wow.
my mom died 8 weeks later. So
Oh, wow.
I'm hesitant to go there. But I think the thing that's going to be unalive next is my old self. And I think that's why I need to go there this third time. Because
Wow.
I think that's where I need to leave that timeline of myself is there after all this has
Those are
happened.
completed, and you did it, girl.
Yeah, I've completed. This would be
Geez, I wonder what that dream's about.
this would be the third time that I go to it. So yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, wow, sunshine. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, it is chaos. The city is chaos. It's in chaos in LA, and it's always bubbling in New York when it's bubbling in LA. It's very connected on like a social level and an energetic level, on a grid level, LA and New York City. So I'm staying away from the city right now just because of what's going on in LA right now. Hope that people, nobody gets hurt is all I just keep setting my intentions on, is that nobody gets hurt, because you can't stop what's going on because men think they know not what they do. But all I care about is that people do not get hurt and children do not get hurt and traumatized. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
That's our intention.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't even say any more into it as far as like 3D politics go, because it's just not even like, it's not even the point anymore.
Oh, way past that, girl. Way past
That. Yeah.
Like now they're going distractions. Yeah.
It's
They're
Charlie Brown.
all
That's Charlie
distracting.
Brown's teacher to me anymore. All that stuff, that's all I wah, 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 wah. And then I go up to the frequency that I can hear on, and it's like the children, protect the children.
That's
What's happening to the children. You know what I mean? It's not even hearing the
That's
lower
all it's about right
frequencies
now.
anymore. And I can be, this man watches the news night and day. I don't even hear it. I used to get pissed. It used to agitate my spirit, but then I was like, wait, no. I create my reality.
Yep.
I block that. Period. That's it. And the things that spirit does need me to hear, I do hear off there, because there are things, little tiny, not truths, but tiny things that the 3D will say that sometimes you need to hear in the 5D. It's not that it's a truth. It's kind of like a breadcrumb, a moldy breadcrumb, but a breadcrumb. Don't eat it, okay?
Yeah.
Just follow it, but don't eat it. With discernment, always. But
I like seeing that things that used to shake me to my core don't do that to me anymore.
Well, I know. I see right through the illusion and the disillusion, and the facade and the mask and the veil and the false frequencies of fear and doubt. So I can look at something now and see it differently through different eyes, which is much better than letting it piss you off, because that's no fun. That just lowers your frequency, which is
being frustrated.
besides the point.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, that's what they want. They want you sad. They want you crying. They want you upset. They want you.
Time.
You know, that's what they feed off of.
We have to embrace the journey of death differently, and I speak from my own experience, because they just wanted to continue the cycle. You understand? Like they want that one to in turn create yours coming sooner and closer, and you know what I mean, like it's so you just have to break that chain of disillusion that death is scary and death is the end and death is blackness and I'm speaking from somebody that honestly I've battled this deeply within myself for the past few years. So believe me when I tell you their only weapon against you is fear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As soon as you can really convince yourself and understand and fully engulf that and apply it to every single thought process, every single situation, even the ones that are challenging, even the ones that have you like, oh, I can't handle this.
Because you can learn from it.
Right.
You can, and
I got you.
You'll get through it. With more comfort and more spiritual support than you would have if you go into it in a fear mindset. You'll have strength that you don't know where it comes from, if that makes any sense. Because you're honestly asking the divine to give you strength, and he's going to give it to you. Archangel Michael is going to give you strength. He's going to, you know what I mean? Your spirit guides are there to do just that. They're there to fill in your human where you need your supernatural. Like, let's replace that with that real quick. Take fear, replace it with undeniable belief in herself.
Self-confidence, yeah.
100-foot tall angels, the government freaking out about.
Mine are 7.5 foot tall. They always have been, and there's 7 of them. I've always seen 7 angels, and they're 7.5 foot tall.
The one I saw was very tall too.
Yeah.
Very light.
777. And they surround you on 7 sides, above, below, and all 5 sides. I don't know. I've seen angels from a very young age, and when I was little, it was all because their programming convinces you it's make-believe. I told you guys I had a visit from a guy named Michael when I was 5 years old. He followed my mother and I home. My dad ran the Atlantic City Rescue Mission, And this man somehow showed up on our porch in Ocean City, which is about 20 minutes from Atlantic City. And his name was Michael. And he had blonde hair and he was an artist. And he was there asking for my father. And my mom was scared. But he was like, oh, I don't want to scare you. But we don't know how he knows where we lived.
That's an
And his
angel.
name was Michael, and he had blonde hair, and he was an artist.
Hmm.
And I was so little, but I just remember my mom pushing me behind her from the front door and putting the chain on and saying, Pastor Stan is not here right now, and this is our home. You cannot be here right now. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, I understand. And he left, and we never saw him again. And my mom asked my dad when he got home, do you know a homeless man or someone that's a little rougher with a beard and blonde hair named Michael? He's an artist. My dad was like, no, never. And I remember the guy had really long nails and he had like paint on his hands. And that's really on his blonde beard. And then we never saw him again. And so now, just in the past literal week, I've been having this remembering that Michael's always been around.
Yeah.
So when I was so tiny, he came to my front door of my home, like, and my mom couldn't make sense of that ever, but now I can, now that she's gone, maybe she gave me the discernment to see what that experience really was. It was Michael.
Yeah, we're all watched over.
Yeah. The remembering kids, ain't it grand, Bobby Rocks?
Hello, sister.
Hello, brother.
Michael's come to me many times. The one time that was more profound than any was when I was in Nashville for 7 weeks after my Kundalini awakening in 2021. And I had befriended a homeless guy who became kind of like my partner, buddy, named David. And he was a demon, but I loved him anyway. And we were walking up from the Bronze Angel just outside of the Strip and Broadway in Nashville, downtown Nashville. And I was walking up the hill, and David was behind me. And next thing I know, this very well-dressed, groomed black man, I would say around 60. He was shorter than I'm 6 foot, so he was shorter than I was, but he was just like, I didn't see a glow around him, but I mean, like I felt a glow around him. And next thing I know, as I'm walking up the hill to the corner, which by the way, I'll tell you what happened to me when I got to the top of the hill real quick, but it's almost like he took my whole energy and attention, and I was completely, I don't even remember walking up the hill because him and I we weren't having conversation. He was telling me things as I'm walking up the hill. And he wasn't saying be prepared. He wasn't saying this or that. All I know is he was putting something in my consciousness to help me. Okay. That's all I can really even remember. As soon as I got to the top of the hill, I was on the corner of 6th and Broadway, I believe it was, or 5th and Broadway. Next thing I know, I am standing in front of this, I would say 20-year-old black kid that had teeth going in 18 different directions. And he's looking straight into my soul. He goes, give me $200.
Oh.
I look at him and I'm like, fuck you. I ain't giving you $200. Who do you think you are? And next thing I know, me and David are walking this demon back to the Camaro down the street in the parking garage. And let's just say we could have taken that one out real easily. But we didn't. And I know it was Michael that was helping me prepare for one of my big tests. But yeah, it was very interesting. And that was one of, every time I meet a Michael, I look at him differently. But not all of them are good.
No.
They're not all good.
No.
Yeah, you got to discern the Michaels.
You really do. And the Johns, you have to discern the Johns as well. The Johns can be discerned. Yeah, they can be tricky. Yeah. Johns and Michaels, everybody.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I did have something that came through and connected yesterday I wanted to share real quick. But I'll let Reveal talk here. Sure.
Oh, no, I'm good. I was just agreeing with you guys. Go ahead.
Oh, I just brought him up for the song for his tambourine.
All right, so I'm going to turn my camera on. Not that you'll be able to see it all that much. This one was very simple. It happened during Robert's live last night. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Bobby Rocks. And my strongest channels are through, I call it art, but I mean, most people probably wouldn't call it art. I just write things down on paper. But anyway, at the top here is Universal Life Force. This is the symbol that I use for Life Force. It's the X and the 1. So this, I've been asking about Saint Germain. And it's funny because as soon as I came in, and they're like, oh, we got a short little message from Saint Germain today. That's when I came into class today. I've been asking because all of his writings, I feel like I'd be sitting there having a cup of tea just listening to him like talk. So I told Peachy, if I wasn't Saint Germain, I was one of his buddies. That's all I can say. Because everything that I've been listening to in my mystery school education here recently is a lot of it's focused around Saint Germain and the I am presence. And it's really helping me. I mean, it's really helping me become more confident and strong in my spirit.
Maybe that's like your deity is giving you this information. That's why you feel like you're him, possibly. I don't know. I mean, just saying.
Yeah. I don't have all of it figured out, but I'm open. You know what I'm saying? And I do ask sometimes for help in understanding. Just let me understand. Because I know Saint Germain, if I'm getting the connections through his knowledge and wisdom that they're sharing now, and every time Saint Germain comes on, I get kind of purpley excited. But it did come through and I did get my answer. So sound, you guys know I'm a numerologist. Me and Pythagoras were best friends too, I believe. But sound equals 10, which equals 1, which is Father. And the bridge that we're building between sound is with light. Mm-hmm. First came the word. Word came from Father. Then came the light. The light, which is 11, a master builder number, also is the 2. Feminine energy, feminine power. You guys see what word sits there?
It might be 3, but yeah.
No. Don't get ahead of yourself, kid. Anna, the grandmother, came through, and frequency, free currency, free Quincy. Do you guys remember the Quincy? Do you remember that show Quincy? Back in the day, for you Gen Xers? He was a private detective. He was a PI.
Yes, I do. I think I do.
Free currency, frequency, free electric energy. The magnetic is the Quincy. It's the PI. It's the truth. And then we had the primal rays.
Talk about the blue flame today.
Yep.
And the violet flame today.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so the primal rays, in this case, and again, I got this out of Roberts, but it hit to where I was writing it down. It's the triadic purple violet flame. It's the higher dimensions. And I truly believe we're all operating in higher dimensions, even though we still have a foot in the third. I truly believe that. I am not operating in a third dimension.
No.
I come down to it to interact with it, but I don't stay long. But the triadic, so dimension 13, or the 13, at least the 13 is the blue flame, which is Archangel Michael. I wrote the 161 and 616 because that's how he presents himself to me in numbers. And then the gold flame from the 14th dimension is Sophia. We are, I mean, if you don't think you're part of the Sophia Dragon Tribe, you're at least hanging out with the Sophia Dragon Tribe. Okay, and then you had that Sophia, and then Saint Germain is that 15th flame. So those three, they read it as the triadic, purple, violet flame. It's a triad. The original Godsters, as we are. Remember, OG, one of the gangs back in the day were known as the Triads. They were Asians. Just saying.
Oh,
So, Triad is related to OG, but I consider us original godsters, not gangsters.
mhm.
Okay. And then the transmute. This is where Saint Germain came in. This is where my final answer. Seventh flame transmutation.
Mm-hmm.
It's reaching equilibrium. This is where our dragons reside.
Right.
You have the divine masculine. The 7 is a very, very powerful divine masculine number, and it is electric. So that 7 is full divine masculine power when you see it. And then we have the Cathara grid. I did numbers on all of this stuff. Cath is like cathode, which is positive. You've ever heard of cathode and anode? It's the positive and negative side. You have R and you have Ra. So you have R, which points up, and they switched it to Ra, which points down. And then the grid.
The A mean positive then? Because all of those words that you just named positive all have A's in them, coincidentally.
Well, A equals 1, and that actually is not a number because it's just a point. So you can look as A as the sun, A is the father, A is the point.
Mm-hmm. R is the meaning of God as well, yeah.
And then this was the Mary Magdalene thing that came out, the M&M.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, it looks like an ice cream cone in the middle with a big victory. So maybe we'll be eating ice cream. Victory celebration, I don't know. But I thought that was interesting and answered
Victory
my
of the
question.
light.
Woo!
Yes.
And it's not a checkerboard. The game board has changed. But anyway, I just thought, thanks for listening. Not that it means
Wow.
to anybody, but maybe it resonated a little bit of something to somebody. I got answers, and I'm grateful for that. Very grateful for that.
Cool. Thank you.
And just understand, brother, I don't know
That's
shit.
awesome.
I just trust the plan at the end of the day.
Yep.
What is the plan?
All right, we got 1 minute.
You know what I mean?
What's that?
The plan.
The divine plan.
Plan. Sarah, I love you. We talked about you earlier. Were your ears ringing? Nope. All right, guys. 11:11. Here we go.
Song of Orion, the Aria Cumnare.
Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Patuma Edeta Ekuna, Omega Ipatuma, Tretila Iduruna, Tretila Iduruna, Duruna Ekenta Ekuma. Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Patuma Edeta Ekuma, Omega Ipatuma, Tretila Iduruna, Tretila Iduruna, Duruna Ekenta Ekuma, Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Omega Ipatuma, Patuma Edeta Ekuma, Omega Ipatuma, Tretila Iduruna, Tretila Iduruna, Duruna Ekenta Ekuma, Omega Hipatuma. Woo woo! We did it.
Whee!
Another one bites of dust. Another one bites of dust. Oh, goodness. Yay.
Thank you.
That's some grid work, babies. That's
Love
some grid
y'all.
work.
Have a great
Love you
day.
guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste. My soul knows your soul, and I love you, angels. Mwah. Love you, Sarah.